Hello everyone, Giltar here, with a video at the request of Riku558, which he asked me if I could do a transformation video. And I normally don't do transformation videos for models because usually they're straightforward, and it's just with my camera setup. I usually really can't put together a really good video for that purpose, but since it was requested, I'm going to give this a try. So here we go. We're going to transform the 1 to 100 scale R-1 model from vehicle mode back into robot. So let's see, what's the best part to start off with? Well, I'd say the first thing to do is just remove the guns from the front, and they just peg into circular ports. We'll remove the long beam rifle from one of the wings, and it just pegs into the top there. Next thing we'd want to do is probably remove this part here, which is the front sort of cod piece for robot mode. Let's see, next up would be, maybe I'll separate the sort of shield or nose cone section. At the bottom there's a piece of plastic that just tabs in. This is like kind of like the back skirt of the R1 robot mode. Just first remove it just by swiveling it upwards, and then you can simply separate it from the front there. This is the sort of torso section. There's a circular or cylindrical peg that goes into a circular port in the sort of shield component here. Next up would be to remove these adapters or attachments that go into the shield, and these are only used for vehicle mode. They peg into the tops of the thighs of the R1's legs. As you can see, circular port, cylindrical peg. We'll do the same for the other side. Whoop. Now for the legs, let's leave everything else. Let's just get the legs back into their normal modes. There's a few ways you can do it, but the way I prefer to do it is simply first straighten out the leg, get it back into sort of standing position, and then we do the ankles and feet. So I just flip up the ankle armor and push the ankle armor back up, and then just fold the foot back to its normal pose. So there's one leg. We'll repeat the same here. One of the great things I like about the 1 to 100 R1 model is that the joints on all the parts are very tight and secure. It's a real pleasure to experience after the extremely loose and fragile 1 to 144 scale version of this mecha. So these are the legs. The shield, we can basically just flip it up and just bend it up a bit and turn it, and I believe that's it. Right there. The torso is a little trickier. First, we need to bend the top part here up, this sort of armor plating, just to get that out of the way. Next part would actually sort of it's hard to see. Undo the waist, or I guess yeah, the waist section, just by sort of swiveling it out like that, and then bend this part down. This is like the chest area. And then when we bend it, we also want to bend the waist inwards. So it's kind of hard to pick up on the camera here, but I'll try my best. Maybe I'll move it off camera for a second. Alright, so normally it's like this. You just bend it up, bend this down, and bend this at the same time so that it fits in there to get the torso back into its normal position. Now with the shoulders, it's a little easier. Basically, they swivel in the back. You just bend them to the front again. Just rotate them, twist them around, put the wing back down, rotate it again. Actually, it's like this. We'll do the same thing here. Just flip it out. Now, how you can tell the wing assemblies are correct is that the knife handles should be facing the outside of the body. So the knife handles should be facing outwards, and the red parts of the wing should be facing towards the body. Now we bend the arms down, rotate them again, do the same here. Bend this armor piece up. Now here's the torso. So I guess we'll start attaching things together. First, we need to bring back in the pelvis component. Before we attach that, we're going to put the sort of cod piece on. So there's a rectangular peg here with a rectangular port. Just peg it in. Flip the skirt armor down. And just peg in the tops of the thighs. Let's see. This is the inside. Yeah. So the tops of the thighs into these pegs here. Now, how you can tell which side is facing outwards is that the outer thigh has this sort of rectangular groove. The inner thigh should be smooth, basically. I'll show that again. I don't know if you guys can pick it up. But you just peg it back in. There. Just take it off camera for a second to make sure it's secure. Do the same thing here. Just peg it in. Alright. So these are the legs and pelvis. Next up, I'll just put the head and neck back onto the torso, and you just basically plug it into the neck area. I'll just take it off camera for a moment to do that, so it's easier. You just push it straight down, basically. So I just pushed it straight down, now it's back on. And then just peg the waist peg into the pelvis port, which sounds a little odd, and just go straight in. And whoops, I just removed the front part. Just my fault. Okay. That was odd. Am I missing something else? Okay, I apologize for that. That's weird. Okay, I think I got it figured out. So I'm just going to put this back on. It'll just be one more second. Actually, we'll leave the front waist part off because, well, you guys know what it looks like. And this is why I don't normally do this on camera. So the next thing to do is put the hands back on. So I just use this fixed position hand in the right wrist. And because it's basically a ball joint into a polycap socket, you just peg it in and you're all set to go. Get my left, or rather right hand here, which has articulation, peg it into the wrist like that. And basically now it's back in robot mode. Aside from the front waist armor, well, you can peg the shield on, so there's a rectangular, or rather square peg that goes into a square port on the back of the forearm. Just peg it in. Alright. Like that. The guns here, they just peg into these polycap ports on the sides of the waist. If you make that, there's a shadow there. Let's peg this in. Oh, it's a little tricky because they're both moving. There we go. And then if you want to put the beam rifle on the, back on the hand there, we just flip down the handle like that. And as mentioned in part 1 of the review, there is a rectangular port here which fits onto a rectangular peg on the palm of the R-1's hand. So fit that on. Here we go. And there's the R-1 minus the pelvis armor. So that's my pretty lackluster transformation video. Again, Riku558 requested it. I hope it gives you guys an idea of how to transform it. It's pretty basic and straightforward. It's essentially a parts former. But here you go. Thanks for watching.